Welcome. Welcome to the May 10th, 2026 Happy Mother's Day Funnies edition of the vlog. I want to start out with something that the right does not find funny. Mark Hamill went on to Blue Sky and he posted this. He posted a picture of Donald Trump and imagine how the world basically would be different if Donald Trump had died in 2024 before he had a chance to become president again. And look, it's not necessarily a joke that I would share. I can't argue with him on what the counterfactual would be, how the world could be different if this man had died in 2024. So I'm with him on the idea of the sentiment, but from the people who get upset about cancel culture, their outrage is now they're trying to cancel Mark Hamill. And all I can say to that, to the right wing, is good luck. We fell in love with this man long before most of you were born. And, you know, the force is strong with this one. Good luck. Good luck, MAGA. Speaking of good luck, MAGA, the White House is still after Jimmy Kimmel. So the joke that he made several days, at least 3 days before the White House Correspondents' Dinner, of which that joke itself was kind of repeated by Donald Trump after the White House Correspondents' Dinner, that wow, he could be dead and Melania could be a widow. Somehow or another, that joke has so triggered the right that now they're still after Kimmel, but it won't work this time. ABC and Disney have learned their lesson. I think, I hope, perhaps, maybe. Um, I get a kick out of this. So Sean Duffy was on The Real World. I don't watch The Real World, so I never saw him on it. But he used it to propel his career, and he became the transportation secretary under Donald Trump. What I didn't know until this week is that he spent most of his time as transportation secretary taking his family on the Great American Road Trip that he's going to share onto YouTube. So now all the world gets to, I guess, experience the Sean Duffy experience. I don't know. Um, why I find this particularly funny is that in the 6 or 7 months after Pete Buttigieg became transportation secretary, he also became a father because he and Chasten adopted two beautiful children, and the right wing had absolute outrage that this guy goes on paternity leave shortly after taking office. Like, really? And meanwhile, right now the press secretary is on maternity leave, and they sent the now Secretary of State and the chair of the National Security Council, Marco Rubio, out to do a press conference this past week. And one of my friends sent me a video of how bad that press conference went. And it's like, isn't this funny? And he meant it as in the press looks stupid. And I'm like, dude, this makes Marco look stupid. He had no idea what he was doing. He had no reason to be there. And this was a publicity stunt. And he's like, oh, you're just triggered. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I am triggered. The guy who pushed us into this insane war that I'm still part of, yeah, you bet I'm triggered. So, a couple weeks ago, I participated in this. Hey, we're looking for participants in the UAE. Just do this quick questionnaire, and we'll give you a reward. And I knew this was a scam, whatever, but I was just curious, So I participated, and wow. Right afterwards, I was contacted by Tim Cook based on an answer that I had given in the survey, purposefully incorrect. Because I gave all slightly incorrect answers. I was just curious where I would get scammed. And I found out. And so Tim Cook, the current CEO of Apple, desperately wants to give me tens of thousands of dollars, actually $600,000, if only I share all of my banking details. And I, and I cannot exaggerate this. I want to hold this up. Well, actually, let me stop the share. Um, I am like to this day, I just open it so you can't see it, but to this day, I woke up this morning to two more messages from Tim Cook, who strangely is working out of Singapore. And when I keep telling them, please share it to my email that you have within Apple, you can send this to me. So they're like, just send it, just WhatsApp the documents to us. No, you can share it. You know how to reach me. You're Apple. If you really are Tim Cook, you know how to reach me. Well, I just, I'm traveling right now. I don't have the ability. Well, he's been traveling for almost a month now and still has not reached me. Now, there are several things that I wanted to talk about that I couldn't make a video of. So I've been making a joke about the prediction markets for quite a while. There's the fact that there's a soldier who knew about the attack. I think it was the Iran attack, one of the Iran attacks. Anyhow, he made $400,000 on Polymarket because he bet on the attack before it happened, and so he made the money. Um, and now he's being prosecuted for that. As a soldier, he was well aware it was going to happen because he was part of the attack. Um, yeah, it's largely a scam. And what is funny about this is the fact that in the past week, right now, Elon Musk is suing OpenAI, and I've been following it very closely, not discussing it on this vlog, but here's what's funny about it. From this point forward, attorneys are going to have to tell their clients to stop using AI for anything that could possibly be litigated. And here's why. AI pierces the client attorney-client privilege. So what's come out in the trial, and again, this is Sam Altman versus Elon Musk. If there's a way for them both to lose, that'd be great. But it's very clear it's going to be Elon Musk who's going to lose. Um, everything that these horrible people all down the line, like it's not just the two of them, it's all the tech bros are involved in this because they were using different AI models to actually discuss the things that they wanted to now get in this pissing match with each other. Everything they did is open to discovery and is being rooted out. And uh, it, it's it. I knew that AI was going to change a lot of things. I had no idea it was going to change the law industry perhaps more than any of the rest. By the way, as a person who really loved the TV show Suits, there is an AI out there called Harvey that is pretty good and interesting. Interesting that it's using AI. If you know Suits, Harvey was the main lawyer in Suits, and so they named the AI after him. My point is, you may not know this yet, but if you get into any legal dispute going forward, you may be answering to Harvey. Beware. Next up. I love the fact that yeah, it goes back. I guess I must have deleted the slide. InfoWars was a truly horrible website run by Alex Jones. Alex Jones, he's a Sandy Hook denier. He he tortured all the families of Sandy Hook, saying that they were crisis actors, and they sued him, won something like a $900 million settlement, of which he couldn't pay, of course. And so he had to declare bankruptcy. And then in bankruptcy, the people who run The Onion swooped in and purchased the assets of InfoWars in cooperation with the Sandy Hook families. They made it clear that they are not doing this anyhow. They want to take over InfoWars and make it a tool for good. Good for them. the best part of it is the fact that they're having a satirist who has in carbon copy clone of Alex Jones's voice. And so people who are used to InfoWars will now be getting InfoWars with a voice from the same voice as Alex Jones, but it's going to be making fun of all the things that Alex Jones took seriously. I love it. I love The Onion. I've always loved The Onion. I was a subscriber back in the day when it was a physical newspaper. So yay. Two more things. Later today, I will be watching Co-College's commencement. That's why I'm wearing my co-shirt. My friend Heather Hayne is the commencement speaker. We weren't particularly close friends, but I genuinely liked Heather, and I think she liked me. I am so excited for her being the commencement speaker, and I'm so happy that I'll have a chance to watch it live. And then, completely coincidentally, I work overnight to finish cleaning out stuff because it's being stored outside, and during the day it's over 100 degrees here. So I work overnight to clean up and consolidate stuff. And in doing that, I found um, the last good picture I have of my parents. But then, more appropriately for Mother's Day, I found Mom's diary from 1987. This was my senior year of high school. And it turns out that May 10th, 1987 happened to also be Mother's Day, Sunday. And so I will be doing a bonus post where I just read her diary for that day. It's actually funny to see what the world was like for my world for 1987. And the fact that Mom every year kept such an incredible detailed diary. Uh, yeah. Um, so on that note, I hope all of you have a wonderful Mother's Day. If you still have your mother around, consider yourself lucky. I wish you well, and I'll see you tomorrow.